Hey guys, Ben from BensGameTime back with more tips and tricks on how to get the Dark Matter Camo in Black Ops 3. This time we're going to talk about the assault rifles. Now the assault rifles are really good and they're really powerful. I would recommend using these in core. They're really powerful and they're a great option in core. I didn't use them much in hardcore, but I'm sure they'd be a little slightly overpowered in hardcore. But yeah, I use them a lot in core. They're probably my favorite class of weapons in the game. Um, Overall, things to talk about. Basically, all the challenges are the same as the submachine guns, except for one. Instead of 10 revenge medals, you need to get 10 long shots. Now, this is where I'd say play in hardcore, and where you want to try and attempt this at is in Fringe. There's the barn, and shoot across to the building on the other side of the map, and vice versa. The other place that is really good for long shots and this is true for every class of weapons. But yeah, another spot would be on Infection from the church building to the building on the other side of the map, and vice versa. Those are great places for long shots, and I would say do that in hardcore because it would just be easier. The damage will lower as distance goes out, so it'll take more bullets, and so. Also, when you're doing those, I would suggest putting on a thermal sight. Normally, I don't use sights, but if you're doing these long shots, thermal sight is a really good option for those. So, besides that, let's get into the guns themselves. The first gun, KN-44, is a great weapon, probably the top 3. I would say it's like the second or third best assault rifle in the game. It is a fully auto. It's basically like a AK-47 in design and in functionality. It's all around good. Has a nice fire rate on it, nice damage. Attachments, grip, and high caliber. I would suggest these two attachments for every gun on the assault rifle class. Grip just makes it more accurate, and then high caliber makes it easier to get those 100 headshots, and if you're in a tight gun battle, that might save your life. So grip and high caliber would be really great attachments. I'd also recommend rapid fire as a third attachment, just because the increased fire rate will help you out a lot, get double kills, or just to survive or get into winning those clutch gun battles. Because the fire rate on the KN is pretty good already, but I don't know, it just seems like it's a little slow for my liking, with just the way it is. So I'd say rapid fire, grip, and high caliber on it. That's all you really need to do, and then, again, like I said back in the submachine gun video, don't prestige your weapon until you finish the Bloodthirsties and 50 kills with everything attached. Other good attachments, fast mags is another good one. FMJ, because if you have FMJ, high caliber and rapid fire and all these great things on the can, it can just cut through rows of enemies. So it's a really good gun. I would definitely recommend using it even after you're done getting all the camos. It's definitely a good choice for a main gun to use. Next is the XR2. This is a 3-round burst auto burst assault rifle. I'm pretty sure with this one you can hold it down and it keeps firing. So yeah, it's another one of those instances where it's sometimes, depending on the gun, it could either keep firing or sometimes it doesn't. So yeah, XR2, overall it's got some nice stats. Rapid fire is a huge recommendation for this one because it's a burst weapon. So, with burst weapons, I like to put on the rapid fire, just make it a little bit better. Grip and high caliber, again, great choices. Thermal sight, when you're going for the long shots, really, it's just about the same strategy as the KN-44. Just be aware that it is a burst weapon, so, you might not be able to get multi-kills as easily, so just be aware of that. But it is a good weapon. Probably not my favorite. It's definitely not as good as the M8A7, which we will get into later, and versus all the other full auto guns, I wouldn't really recommend it either. Versus those, some of those are really, really good. Alright, next is the HVK-30. This is full auto. It has the fastest fire rate, so that's really nice, but it has the lowest damage. So grip and high caliber are really good, and I would even say with this gun, even though it has like 3 empty spaces on its fire rate, I would even recommend rapid fire and like an extended mag on this gun as well, because with this gun, it has the lower damage for an assault rifle, So I'd say having the rapid fire might help you out in getting those kills you need to get. And then same idea with long shots. Use the thermal sight and aim across the map between those two buildings on each of those maps. Another like slight spot you could possibly get is if you're playing on Nuketown, the sandbox on Seaside of Domination to it's a really hard spot to get, but if you get as far back as possible and then you shoot towards like the other house, you might be able to get them. I sometimes get those, but I would definitely recommend going between the two buildings and the two maps I've mentioned earlier, because those are just easy guarantees. You don't even have to shoot at the building. I've played it on Fringe where they're a little bit behind the B domination flag, shooting from the house to the barn, and I got long shots doing that. So yeah, just be aware of that. But yeah, overall HVK, it's a solid choice. It's low damage, isn't the best, makes it like not the best. I don't really use it except for getting these camos. So yeah, I would say it's a nice option. Try it out for yourself. But yeah, definitely get the grip, high caliber, and I would say rapid fire as well, because even though it has a high fire rate, you just yeah, the low damage, you need to counterbalance that somehow. Next, ICR 1. This is a gun I would say is pretty good, and it's actually probably another one of my top 3 choices. I've been using it a lot recently. It's pretty good. It also has a low damage compared to the HV, comparative to the HBK and all the other guns. It's actually, I think, lowest damage in the class. It is, yeah. So yeah, it's lowest damage, but it's a really good gun. It's also, it has a nice fire rate on it. It's very accurate. So even though it has the low damage, it'll make sure your bullets will hit. So grip, high caliber for headshots, and even after that, again. And then as for a third attachment, if you want it, I would say rapid fire, because it doesn't have the fastest fire rate. It has a medium fire rate. So yeah, rapid fire is good on it. So yeah, I would just say use that, and then again, thermal sight when you're going for the long shots, not that bad. Next up, Man of War. This has a better damage, but has a lower fire rate. So rapid fire, grip, high caliber. Really, that's all I'd recommend for every gun on this list. There's not much to say about the Man of War. It's pretty good. Got a good amount of damage. Its stats are pretty evenly balanced. So yeah, it's a good option. But yeah, just grip, high caliber, and rapid fire. You can stray away from this. This is just like what I use personally, and I find that it worked out, getting everything. Alright, next is the Shiva. This is different. This is a semi-auto gun with like a 20 bullet magazine, so it's basically like your MK14 or whatever you want to compare it to. So it has a really high damage, but its fire rate is really bad, so I would say rapid fire is actually a must on this gun. Much like the burst weapons, I'd say definitely put on the rapid fire. But yeah, and then high caliber, it's a 2-shot kill regular. I'm not sure about headshots being a 1-shot kill without high caliber, but I would say put on high caliber just in case. Even FMJ would be a good option if you don't want to use high caliber. You think you could probably get the headshots easily. That's fine. Grip, because you're going to be shooting a lot of shots, and it has a good amount of recoil on it as well. This would be one that I would say is pretty good with hardcore, because it would be a 1-shot, just because of how hardcore works. So use it in hardcore if you want. And thermal sight, it's kind of like a sniper of some form if you're using it in hardcore with a thermal sight. So I mean, just keep that in mind. If you want to play it like that, go ahead. And then lastly is the M8A7, considered the best assault rifle in the game. I don't see a reason to disagree. It is really good. It has a slightly lowish damage, but it's really nice. Grip and high caliber can do great with this gun, and then rapid fire will make it easier to get those kills. It will kill in about 1 or 2 full bursts. So yeah, rapid fire would be really great on this thing. I've used it a lot, and it is definitely one of the better guns in the game. I would highly recommend it. And then again, thermal sight, and then camp those, or just go to those spots I told you about for the revenge medals, or not the revenge, the long shot medals. But yeah, and this is another gun I would recommend playing with when you're just trying to level up or just play. it's a good choice for a main gun. And so that is the assault rifle weapons. Overall, these are a really good choice. All of them are really good, actually. I don't really think there's a single bad assault rifle. Yeah, these are all really good, really strong options to go with. My top three, I would say, are KN-44, ICR, and M8A7. Those are probably my favorite three of the assault rifles. But yeah, they're all pretty good, solid choices, and it's not going to be that hard to get the headshots if you have high caliber on. High caliber just makes it a lot easier on yourself, and even when you're going for bloodthirsties and double kills and etc., I would say put on high caliber. But that's all for this video, so leave a like if you enjoyed or if it was helpful. Comment down below what you think, and if you have class setups of your own, comment them down below. I might try them out, give some more feedback. And so that's all for this time, and next time we are going to talk about the shotguns. So I'll see you there.